Alcohol is way worse than any of the refined foods that people eat. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. And I'm only pointing this out because, again, people will make a big deal about certain foods, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, so let me be perfectly clear. I'm not telling you should eat large amounts of refined fats, right? I'm not telling you to eat a bunch of Crisco. I don't think you should be eating a bunch of butter. I don't think you should be eating a bunch of table sugar or high fructose corn syrup or any of these things. Let me be clear. I don't think these are foods that we should be eating to any large extent. Maybe on a cheat day or a cheat meal on occasion. These are not foods you should be eating every day. So let me make that clear when I state this. So that we get that out of the way, because every time you bring up something that X is the worst thing you can do, people's response is, so you're saying Y is okay. No, we're not saying that at all. We're not saying anything remotely close to that. Okay, so let me get that out of the way. I don't think you should be eating any of those foods regularly. Now, that being said, alcohol is way worse. And that is objectively speaking. The data on it is overwhelming. Keeping in mind, we're not just talking from a health perspective, we're talking from all the other perspectives too, okay? Because no one has ever accidentally killed people in an accident because they ate table sugar, okay? How rare is that? Maybe a severe diabetic or something, okay? A normal person has never caused intoxication, manslaughter from eating table sugar. Tens of thousands of people die that way in America every year. Tens of thousands. Okay. How about physical abuse? Right? No one has ever drank a little bit of vegetable oil or eaten some butter, right? And then went and beat the hell out of their significant other and put them in the hospital, right? It doesn't really happen. Not caused by that. Alcohol causes it. Right? No one has eaten a donut, to my knowledge, at least not regularly, and it caused them to go get in a fist fight or an altercation. So let's be clear on that. So you know, that's that end of it, but let's really talk about the health end. There is no other food that we consume regularly that has the toxicity that alcohol does. Not pesticides, not GMOs, not aspartame, not table sugar. All the stuff that people stand around and pretend to worry about, but then they'll drink a small amount of alcohol. All right, we need to be clear when it comes to the actual toxicity. This is before we get into things like fatty liver, insulin resistance, cancer, carcinogens. Set that aside. Just toxicity, just poison load on the body. 1 glass of alcohol per month has more poison and toxic effect in your body than the amount of pesticides you could possibly eat, right? There is no way under the regulations of the amount of pesticides that's allowed in food that you could consume eating any amount of food that you forget to wash or anything else, like in America. I don't know about other countries. I don't know their laws. With what the FDA allows, it is impossible for you to get enough poison in your body from pesticides, from normal store-bought foods, from what you get from a single glass of wine or a shot of whiskey per month. You won't even be close, right? Yet people will stand there and cry about these things while they'll drink moderately. I've seen people who worry about that, right? And they're like, I have a couple glasses of wine every Friday night. 2 or 3 glasses with all my friends. Every Friday night, and it's like just one of those glasses of wine exceeds all of those environmental toxins and pesticides and everything that you're getting from all the food that you eat. It's exceeding it, just that first drink, let alone that second or third or the other weeks. That first one, you've already surpassed all the others by a significant margin. It's not just like a little more. I mean, I think it would be something like 1 spoonful of your glass of wine would equal the amount of all those pesticides. But then people will worry about them. Same thing, with the effects of the table sugar, or they'll worry about, problems with table sugar. They'll worry about their vegetable oil stuff. But it's like, but you drink alcohol. And people don't seem to grasp that it is objectively and measurably worse. They're like, yeah, but I don't get a buzz from those things. Well, yeah, because they don't poison your brain. Like, and people don't understand that the reason you get intoxicated or get a buzz from the alcohol is because it's poisoning your brain. That's the effect. It makes you woozy. It makes you drunk. Okay, reduces inhibitions. Yeah, because it's literally poisoning your brain cells. Literally, that is actually what the intoxication is. There are other poisons that will do the same thing to you. They just have to poison your brain in a similar manner. It's the poison effect that's doing it. You're literally poisoning yourself. Okay? So when we're looking at all this stuff from a health perspective, you have that. Then we come over to, how about the inhibitions, the effect on your diet? Let's set aside all the violence and accidents. Let's just talk purely about your health from a non-accident, non-violence perspective. All right, you got that? How about the depression? Okay? People seem to forget that. Alcohol literally causes depression. It is a depressant. It causes the release of hormones and neurotransmitters in your brain that cause depression. It will make you more depressed. Okay? It affects your mental health. It affects your fitness. What about carcinogens? It causes cancer. Okay, and I've had people say that in comments, well, whatever, but at least it doesn't cause cancer. It's like, but it does. Every researcher and expert in the world agrees. There are multiple types of cancers that a single spoonful of alcohol per month increases the risk of. And that's the problem. This is what even the research that the WHO's had to look at has pointed out, because the leading experts have submitted to them and said, hey, we can't find the minimum effective amount of alcohol. Like, our studies show that certain types of cancer, like the esophagus, intestines, all these, right? Liver cancers, all these cancers that alcohol contributes to, that even a tiny drop like 10 milligrams a month of alcohol actually increases the rates of them in a measurable amount. It's enough to statistically measure. So they're like, we can't find a safe intake, because it's something like when they've measured 10 milligrams a month versus 0, there's actually a slightly higher but measurable rate of cancer. So the smallest amount of alcohol, again, that's something in the range of less than half a glass of wine, has a measurable effect on cancer rates. It's enough to measure. Therefore, that means that it's actually a pretty potent carcinogen. So again, we're talking we're setting aside the other poisonous effects, setting aside all these others, literally cancer. It causes cancer. Causes cancer. So again, when we look at it in the totality of it, alcohol is literally the worst food that we can possibly consume, that we consume regularly. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.